What's up folks, welcome back to the garage. In this video we have one small thing to fix in the engine bay of the Chevy, and then we will figure out what kind of panels we have to order to fix all the rust issues in the Chevy. I bought this trolley, and when I'm lying on this, I barely fit under the Chevy, so this is almost like perfect to fix this car, and I hope I have a lot of help from this in the future. But before we go under the Chevy, we have something to fix here in the engine bay. The alternator belt might be still a little bit loose because it's squeaking, and on the idle it doesn't squeak, but almost immediately when I give some throttle it starts to keep the noise, so I have to tighten this a little bit. And after that we have quite many parts to put back on. You can see here the huge plastic cover, and these intake pipes, and some bolts and bracket. So there's a few things, and after that I put the engine cover back on, because it's a little bit noisy here in the cabin at this point. But first we will put that, and the console or the panel I will put also it back here. So after that we should have almost everything back on its place, and after that we can start investigating the rust issues, which I have a lot, and I will take my grinder and the compressed air tools to find out what kind of panels I need to order to finish the rust issues, and I hope I can do the MOT after that. Now I managed to tighten the belt. I marked the earlier place. This was in the middle of the bolt, so I just loosened this one and the second behind the belt over there, and I used this pipe to push the alternator to the left, and then I a little bit loosen it so it's not as tight as possible. It should be now okay, and then I tightened this one so it moved a little bit, so now it should be tight enough. Next I will reverse the van out, and then I will drive it back in. So in that short test drive we will see if the fix is successful and I managed to end the squeak. That's a very annoying noise. Yes, first things fixed. Now I couldn't hear any noise from the alternator belt, so we were successful. What a great feeling. I think next I will start from the easy task. I think I will put this engine cover back on, and then I will attach the panel from back, and then I will clean the clean the floor from all the parts, and after that we will move to the engine bay, which is slightly more difficult because, for example, that cover is quite tight fit. Now the covers are back on. As you can see, there's some shine also. I used some cleaner to clean this up, and I also in fact used a vacuum cleaner first, and covers are and the panel are on. They should be okay, and check all the shine. Now the Chevy is very nice. I even cleaned this one, and back here it's also quite tidy. Okay, the floor it looks like dirty. It might be dirty, but it's actually much cleaner what you can see in this picture. But I noticed that I have here extra safety belts. These are actually for kids seat, and my older son, who is now almost 10 centimeters longer than me, used to sit here back in 2010 or 2011, because I found the MOT document from the glove box, and I have done the MOT in 2011. So this must be from that time. We don't have the seat anymore, but I just realized that we have the belts here back on the back. Next I will do a short test drive before we go back to the engine bay and start investigating the rust. It started nicely, but we can't do quite a long trip because we are running out of diesel. And I noticed that the water temperature gauge is not working. The oil pressure and volt meter, they are working, but we have some issues with the temperature, but otherwise it seems to be working. Now the cover is there where it should be. This was quite a project, as you can see from my hands, and I counted that I hit my head to this hook at least 5 times, and this hurts quite a bit, I can tell you. There's only 4 screws, but they are quite in quite tight places. There's the first, and the second is down there, and this is the easy side. But on this side, this is the power steering for power steering fluid, and the downpipe there is just in front of the 3rd bolt, and the 4th is somewhere down there where the light doesn't want to go. So this was quite tricky one. Maybe the trickiest part was to slide the cover back on its place. First I put that. I tried first that end, but it didn't fit. So then I changed the strategy and I put that left side back first, and then the right side. Now it should be okay, and I rotated the fan so it doesn't hit the cover, so we should be okay at the moment. Next, there's the intake pipe and the wiper tank for the wipers. And next you can sit back again and enjoy the music. Yes, now the engine bay should be quite ready. As you noticed, I had to open the engine cover again. I didn't remember that the clip on the other side, it's impossible to tighten from here, so I had to open the engine cover again. But now this intake should be okay, and the tank is also on its place, so everything should be ready on this side. Next we can investigate more about the rust issue. I just took my mask off. There's quite a bit of dust here in the garage, so I hope this camera will focus on the on the spots. I made one test hole, and as you can see, the area here is quite badly corroded, so I think I have to make a piece about here. You can see there's some issues, but for example this part seems to be okay, and there are one big hole here, but this part seems to be healthy, and here we have also some small issues. This piece to here will be quite interesting to make, but I figure out that can I do it by myself, or should I buy a ready piece for this, or should I call my friend to help me? But I will figure that out later. There's some holes, but that is for the screw, but I think that what caused this is this window, because you see there's some rust here and rust here, so this window leaks, and I think that the water came down here to here, and you can see there's the carpet or the plastic cover, so I think the water have had a good place to cause this kind of problem here. And I didn't even realize that, but I think I can. This is easy thing to fix, except this one. But and this right side is actually better than the left side. I will show you later. I don't know if I can save the door. There's some damage on this side, but I have to investigate. But here we have only surface rust, no holes, and same here. I found healthy steel under the paint, and here we have also healthy areas back there, but I noticed that the rust comes quite far and it has went under the paint. But I think if I get a new piece for here, it will be okay project to change the piece around this area. There's a small hole here, but otherwise it seems to be quite okay. There's some issues also here in the back, but next I will give you a ride with my new tool. My dad used to use this car as a daily in 90s, and he drove roads that we, at least back then, we used a lot of salt in winter time. So you can see the rust issues here on the back. I found just that hole there, and but otherwise the structure here, the beams, they are rusty, but they look worse than they actually are. And here on the back you can see some old welds. I asked one guy about 10 or 11 years to help me with the welds, and I asked the wrong guy because, well, he was quite, it wasn't expensive, but the quality is quite poor, and I think that I have to redo quite a lot the welds. Back here I think this is only surface rust, and the wheel arch, there's some corrosion. Issues, but nothing big. But when we go further, well, the guy welded also this side, and this seems to be okay, no big issues here. But now when we go forward, you can see there's some hole, and there's a big one. My fist fits in, but it seems to be okay here down here. So I hope I just need to do a new piece in this area, and here maybe I have to do a little bit bigger one. And there's one old weld also here, so I think I really have to do this holes also in there, so this area needs a quite big new piece here. And I have already new doors, but there's one hole there, and this I have to investigate carefully. But if we go under the car, there is some surface rust here in the front, but I'm not worried about that. But then we have a oil leak. As you can see, there's also some oil on the exhaust manifold, but I hope it's the oil filter that is leaking. At least it seems like that. But if it's something else, it will be interesting to find what is causing the oil leak. And if we go back to the rear, I can show you some quality weldings. There you can even see the MIG. So there's the old. So they didn't even remove the old rust, or rusted areas. They just welded the metal piece on the rust, I think. But I will check what I have to re-weld. And I noticed also one hole back there, but there is some big holes, but these are actually should be quite easy to weld. I just have to figure out, should I buy a ready piece for this area, because it's curved quite a lot, and I'm not a professional fabricator, so this will take me days to do it if I don't have the ready piece, but I have to figure that out.